Boom. Greetings from YouTubeville. Once again, Danny Savage, Draft Guru. I love being that guy. I truly do. Listen, bro, Aston Gentry, running back, Boise State. He's in my top 10. He was in my top 10 in May. Now, tonight, tomorrow, this is the reason why I'm the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Look on my channel, my tight end watch list, part 1, back in May. Good evening, Uncensored Cowboy, Jay Graham. Good evening. So, thank you for jumping in the chat. But from back in May, my tight end watch list, the first tight end I put out there, Tyler Warren, 6'6", 260. Because I spotted him last year when I was scouting Theo Johnson, who went to the Giants with the 3rd round draft pick. Tyler Warren caught my eye last year. And when I did my watch list, he just happened to be my first tight end I spoke about. First 5 running backs I spoke about: Nicholas Singleton, Penn State; Kaytron Allen, Penn State; Kyle Monangai, Rutgers; Quashawn Junkins, Ohio State; and Trevon Henderson, Ohio State. Ironically, first 5 were from the Big Ten. But ironically, now tomorrow, you're going to see all the mock drafts saying, we want Kaytron Allen. We want Nicholas Singleton. But I put them in my top 5 in May. They're in my top 10. Gliddens from Kansas. Oh, he's a sleeper. He's a sleeper. Undersized. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you, Vern, and I've said this since May. Running back is the deepest position by far in this draft. That's why, listen, Gentry's good, but we also showed tonight that, Boise State played nobody tonight. Nobody this whole year. Yes, he had a good game against Oregon. 1,000%. But having one good game and having 14 good games is a giant difference. Last year, Kaytron Allen and Nicholas Singleton caught my eye as 2 big monster bruisers. They both had close to 1,000 yards this year, and Penn State had 5 new offensive linemen this year. This is all my videos from May. May. It was ironic. This kid, he knows his stuff. He put out his top 10 tight end list today. And from 5 to 1, I'm like, yeah, that's cute. I put that out in May. There is a method to my madness. Dallas can take a back in round 2. I agree with you 1,000%, Vern. Vern, 1,000%. Let me ask you a question, everybody. Right now, we're picking 13. BPA, it's probably Tyler Warren's going to be on the board at 13. Gentry probably won't. BPA is most likely. I'm going to just throw three names out there. It's going to be Tyler Warren, Penn State, Xavier Watts, Notre Dame, maybe Gentry, maybe. It all depends. We have a lot more football left. I mean, but nah, listen, it's a crazy. There's a legit 30 good running backs in this draft. We don't know. I'm a Dallas fan, but all 32 NFL teams, you want a big one, they're out there. You want a small, speedy guy, they're out there. You want a third guy to come out of the third down back to come out of the backfield, they're out there. Oh, Gentry is very small, and I've said that all year and got so much hate. I'm sorry. Penn State's coaching was horrible tonight. This game should have been 35-0. They're running the ball, and then let's just stop and start throwing the ball. And I'm sorry, I don't like Drew Allar's deep ball. I don't. I do not. He had one good pass besides that. And then now we have two monster running backs, and we're just going to start running quarterback draws up the middle. And then they went away from Tyler Warren. In my opinion, I believe 100%, Vern. I want to come out of this draft for two running backs. I would go running back either round 2 or round 3, and then go again on day 3. And you're going to see, here's a name for you guys to look out. But it's going to come down for his medicals for day 3. Rocket Sanders, his real name is Raheem Sanders. He had a 2022 that was insane from Arkansas. And they called him Darren McFadden 2.0. 2023 had a knee injury, transferred to South Carolina. He had about 900 yards this year, but he's going to come down to what the combine says about his knee. But if he's a day 3 guy, that could have crazy high upside. I can rattle off 30 running backs. Is Amika going to play at 13? Listen, my only problem, I'm going to be honest with you, I would take Tyler Warren over Emeka Egbuka because I'm just tired of why does Dak Prescott need 3 number 1 wide receivers at quarterback? Where I like to comp people. I think Tyler Warren is a mixture of Jeremy Shockey and the Gronk. That's what I see in Tyler Warren, and that's what I saw last year. The kid plays quarterback. He plays running back. He plays tight end. He's 6'6", 260. He was just mushing people tonight. BPA, maybe it's Xavier Watts, safety out of Notre Dame. We have no clue. I'm going to be honest with you. I was very disappointed. Abdul Carter tonight. He made a business decision. Got a little dinged up in the second quarter, and he goes, okay, I'm just going to stand on the sideline for the rest of the game. You realize there's 2 more games if they continue to win. But I'm sorry, Rich Franklin, the offensive coordinator should be fired tonight. This game could have been 28-0 in the first quarter. But with mistakes they allowed Boise State to stick around. If Boise State was a really good team, they would have beat Penn State tonight. They allowed them, but also too, Boise State, their first drive, when they went down the field and tried kicking a field goal, I knew they weren't in it tonight because you ain't beating Penn State kicking field goals. But yeah, Rocket Sanders, he's crazy day 3 value. So now, for the last month, all we've seen was Ashton Gentry everywhere. Facebook, YouTube, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, YouTube. Now, all of a sudden, you're going to see Nicholas Singleton videos. You're going to see Katron Allen videos. Well, you can just go back to May and you see my videos on them. Bro, this is what I don't understand about people. Like, coming into like next year's, after the 2025 draft is over, and okay, perfect example. This past April's draft, when it was over, I waited a week and boom. You're telling me you don't have a good idea in your head who's talented? But these are the guys that watch 2 games on people. Yet when you have 4 or 5 years of film on people, why do you watch 2 games? And then you come out here and you drop 10 people? That's a joke, man. A top 100, I could do that with my eyes closed. You're going to get from me by April 1st 30 players per position. But ironic. Listen, man, Gentry's good, but he's undersized. Can't pass block. I'll bet anyone in the chat $20 he doesn't show up to the Senior Bowl because he's going to say, oh, I've done enough. I don't have to show up to the Senior Bowl. Then you'll say idiots. They'll say, oh, he's a junior. He's not. They changed the rules this past. Juniors are allowed to go to the Senior Bowl. So they changed the rules. So let's not even go that route. But Austin Gentry is not going to show up to the Senior Bowl because they're going to have pass blocking drills, and you're going to get 6'2", 240-pound linebackers that are going to destroy him. That's why he's not going to be there at the Senior Bowl. He's going to run a blazing 40 at the combine. Yeah, I get it. He's perfect. You put him on a team with a good offensive line and a big-ass running back. He's perfect. He's not a 3-down running back in the NFL. I'm sorry. He's not. He's good. He's in my top 10. 100% he's in my top 10. But are you really going to waste a top 10 pick on not a full-time running back? Like 2 years ago, granted, the Lions took Jahmyr Gibbs 11. Jahmyr Gibbs is not a full-time running back. He plays part-time. What's going to happen when it comes time to pay him? You're going to give a part-time running back $20, $25 million a year? No. Today's world, you don't give these running backs contract number 2s. Granted, this year, Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry went to other teams and blew up. But you notice the 2 teams they went to had giant, dominant offensive lines compared to the teams they played on. So they had that same talent when they were with the Giants and Titans. They just had shit offensive lines. So what does that show you, people? You'd rather have the hogs up front, and anyone could run back there. I'm going to say a statement now. Don't laugh. I was just thinking about this. We have to let him go because Dallas doesn't have enough money to pay him, and I would give him bare minimum. You put Rico Dowdle on Philadelphia, he'll rush for 1,600 yards. If you put Rico Dowdle in Kansas City, he'd rush for 1,600 yards. You put him in Buffalo, he'd rush for 1,600 yards. Dallas's offensive line is a mess, and I don't even like talking about it because Taj Brooks, Texas Tech, I love him. I love Hampton from North Carolina. Hampton from Carolina, he's really good. He just played on a horrible team this year. And last year, what impressed me about him was he had 900 yards after contact. So safety's in play for sure. Watts from Notre Dame, he's my number early. It's early. We still got a couple months, But Xavier Watts from Notre Dame, he's my number one safety. He'll be on the board at 13. I think Campbell from LSU will be off the board. I think Banks from Texas, offensive tackle, will be off the board. Listen, I got no problem taking Wyatt Mullins, left tackle, West Virginia. He's only had the last 3 years, 0 sacks. Watch this year, first game of the year, West Virginia versus Penn State. He shut down Abdul Carter. Just a big old country boy with giant hands. Added a Zach Frazier mold, but bigger. Last 3 years, 0 sacks he's given up. I'm very high on Wyatt Mullins, and I'm gonna be honest with you. This is not a great offensive line class. You're gonna see your first center probably go like the 3rd round. Legit. Last year we saw like what 2 centers go. I'm gonna say last year, like this past April. So listen, man. Tyler Warren is a mix of Gronk and Dallas Clark. Yeah, I can see that. I go with, to me, he's a mixture of Gronk and Jeremy Shockey. To me, I like to just count people. He's just a freak. I mean, could Gentry fall? No, Gentry will never fall. Nah. 5th quarter Cowboys. What's up? What's up? Jar Jar, what's up? We released Zeke again. I don't even know why we signed him in the first place. We signed Zeke so he can sell his 15 jerseys, and now he's going to run around garbage cans. But just watch to be like a zinger, like just for no reason whatsoever. Like they'll offer him $1, and watch like the Philadelphia Eagles sign him or like the Detroit Lions sign him. You know what I'm saying? But if they released him, he has to clear waivers if they cut him. I'm pretty sure he has to start at waivers, and waivers start at teams with the worst record. But I could be mistaken. But now he wants to go to the play. I mean, yo, Zeke was assigned for money, bro. Dallas is just, it ain't about football. Football doesn't matter, bro. It's all about, and I hate even talking about them, bro, because this is a college draft channel. I think I got maybe 20 videos about Dallas, and I do rant and stuff, but nah, I'm done with them. I'm done with them. Detroit could use Zeke. Yeah. I mean, he's basically just a goal line at this point. That's it. Nothing else besides that. You know? And then what? He requested a release. I mean, why do we even sign him? We know why we signed him. Let's be honest. We signed him. So how many idiots went out and bought the number 15 jersey? Because he looked really good running around those garbage cans. And they ran a special. If you bought 2 15 jerseys, you got a brand new garbage can from Home Depot. You know? Zeke ran like he had shit in his pants this year. It's a joke, bro. It's a joke. There's legit 30 running backs this year in this draft. There's going to be undrafted free agents that are going to be starters out of this draft this year. And I said that in the beginning. Running back is the deepest position. Let's see what the chat. Jerry, listen, do you guys listen? We all have grandparents, parents. Do you honestly think Jerry even knows? Jerry's like what, 82, 83? Do you think Jerry even knows what day of the week it is? Let's be honest. And I'm not making fun of the man. I'm not. But, you know, he's up in age. He likes his wine. Bro, the guy doesn't fucking know what day of the week it is, man. It's just a joke, man. That's why I hate talking about him. Abdul Carter disappointed me tonight, but I think Penn State's coaching was horrible. They let them stick around. I'm sorry. I think I'm telling you, if this was an Ohio State in Oregon, they would have lost. Boise State missed what? 2 field goals. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, like, I could see a team trading up for Gentry, but think about it, everybody. If Gentry is sitting there at 13, you don't think Jerry's going to pull the trigger? Because how many people are going to go out now and buy 77 Ashton Gentry jerseys? Because they're going to give him 33. They'll give him Dorsett's number or Emmett or somebody. And then now we got to talk about selling jerseys. Yet our offensive line is atrocious. We don't even have a defensive line. Or me personally, trade back. In a perfect world, I would love if Mikael Williams from Georgia is there at 13 because he lines up and he plays whatever he wants. 6'6", 260, plays edge, plays defensive tackle. I understand at the next level he's going to have to make a decision. I did a mock draft the other night, and I'm going to do. You're going to get at least 100 more from now until draft, but we can just throw a dart at a dartboard. We have to go best. I mean, but let's be honest. Since CeeDee Lamb, when has Dallas went BPA? We don't. Dallas goes for needs because we make our needs that obvious through mismanagement. Let me tell you something. Remember this conversation. The Redskins get a running back. Giants are picking what? 2, 3? Giants get a quarterback and beef up that O-line. Real quick, Dallas is the worst team in the NFC East. Philly's number 1. Redskins need a running back, and they got Jaden Daniels. They got a young team. They got 2 good defensive tackles. The Giants don't laugh on the Giants' skill positions. Giants got legit skill position kids. They just haven't had a quarterback. You get them a quarterback and you upgrade a running back. Real quick, Dallas is looking at the worst team in the NFC East. Stephen is cheap. Yeah, well, Vern, let me ask you a question, Vern. Dallas's last preseason game, there was 90,000 people in the stands. Why does Steven want to spend any money in free agency? It's a joke. And then I agree with you again, Vern. Dallas, we always get projects in the second round every time. And the Giants do have a legit defense, a legit young defense. But this is why Dallas gets projects in round 2. Because when you're the general manager and you're the owner, and there's no threat of you losing your job, what do you care just about getting projects in round 2? Listen, I can see Dallas trading back. We got no 4. We go almost like 90, that's like 75 to 80, I think, without picking. They're going to look to recoup that pick. This is what Dallas does, man. And it's so easy to see. And this is what we did this past year with Tyler Guyton. Dallas will be at a pick. And then they'll be like, listen, here's our 5 top guys. So-and-so is calling on the phone. We want to move back 3 spots or 5 spots. Are we comfortable if we can live with one of these 5 guys? And Jerry's like, yeah, whatever. And that's what they did. And this past April, Guyton was 5. He was their last guy. We could have had Graham Barton. Of course not. We could have had Zach Frazier from West Virginia. He'll be Pro Bowl this year as a rookie. You know, listen, I like the guy in. I mean, I'm not even going to say guy. I like them. I ranked him for what I saw at right tackle. Did I have flags? Major flags. A guy that only started 15 games at two different colleges, and one of those games was a tight end. And we're gonna just switch this guy to left tackle. Has that worked out? No. Yo, having Edoga start over Tyler Guyton, yo, that's a bad sign. Bad sign. I want to get rid of Terrence Steele. That's $82 million mistake. If a top left tackle is there, why not? Go left tackle round one, running back round two, and then bang, we go defense the rest of the draft, and we come back with another running back later on in the draft. We have 9. I'm just talking about Dallas real quick, and I apologize to people that are not Dallas fans, but as of right now, we have 9 draft picks. I'd like to come out of this draft with 6 on defense and 3 on offense. And in 3 on offense, I want 2 running backs and an offensive tackle, or an offensive tackle, a running back, and a wide receiver. But I'm going to be honest with you, I would be really, really disappointed coming out of this draft with only 1 running back, because if a position is so strong, why not double up on it? Look at Seattle, how many running backs they've been drafting. Everyone, you should be drafting a running back every year. Guyton could still pan out, Todd, and I agree with you 1,000%. But I think Tyler Guyton's future is right tackle. And I think we're going to be drafting a left. I think we're going to be forced to draft a left tackle. Could Tyler make it? Absolutely. But I think it's going to be right. And then everyone brings up, oh, but we drafted Tyron Smith in, 2009, 2008, and he made this. What does that mean? That's like saying, oh, this year, let's draft a running back from Florida because we drafted a running back from Florida in 1990, and it was Emmitt Smith, and it made out. When people talk like that, I just want to doesn't make sense. Just because it worked out with Tyron Smith, who I think we can all agree was much better athlete at USC than Tyler Guyton was, had much better pedigree, and had more experience. There was a lot of question marks about Tyler Guyton. But I can only rank you from what I see. I don't know the behind-the-scenes stuff. Graham Barton was on the board, but we had to trade back because we had to pick up again. We had no 4th, so we had to pick up an extra 3rd. Whatever, man. It is what it is. I agree with you, Todd. I don't think Jerry and Steven watch game film either. No, they don't. I think Jerry just drinks his wine and Steven sniffs the jocks, the used ones, in my opinion. Yeah, Giants do have a legit defense, a young defense. The Cowboys really didn't let Guyton develop. They should have let him make his mistakes. I agree with you, but why haven't they put him in there? Does anyone remember Edoga versus Miami last year? And he's starting right now over our number 1 draft pick. I take a running back in round 3 and round 5. That would work. That would work. There's sick. The amount of running backs that'll be on the board in round 5 is sickening. Sickening. I just want to come out of this draft with 2. I want to come out with a speedster, and I want to come out with a 6'1", 6'2", 240-pound monster runner. I want to come out with two, and then we can even grab a nice one as an undrafted free agent. I'm telling you, we have a lot of question marks on this offensive line. Zach Martin's gone. He's old. He's an old man. He made his millions. Let him out. Terrence Steele is going to be cut. We have no safeties. I already have 10 prospects. Vern, I believe you, man. It's crazy. I mean, you saw 3 tonight. Nicholas Singleton, Katron Allen, Gentry. You got tomorrow. You'll see Trevon Henderson, Quishon Junkins, Ohio State. Oh, my God. Common guy, Rutgers. If he gets out of round 2, round 3, that's insane. Caleb Johnson's a second-round running back from Iowa to me. Taj Brooks, Texas Tech. Damian Martinez, Miami. O'Neal, Kansas. I'm going to tell you, listen, Oklahoma State sucked this year. Everyone's sleeping on Ollie Gordon, 2023 Doak Walker Award winner, who rushed for like 1,700 yards. It ain't his fault his team was horrible this year and he made a business decision. Omarion Hampton, North Carolina. C.J. Donaldson, West Virginia. I get 2 big monsters there. Woody Marks, USC. You got Love at Notre Dame. Texas A&M got the kid. I think I said his name already. Texas has Blue, I believe, or he might be Notre Dame. I got them confused. Amos, Texas A&M. You got Harvey, UCF. I mean, you can keep going and go. Mullings from Michigan. I think Decker is from Michigan State, I believe. Bro, there are so many running backs in this draft. It is ridiculous. Levon Morse is Texas A&M. Yeah, I'm just going off the top of my head, man. I legit got like 30 running backs. Like I said, I'm at 5. I get confused, man. I'm at I always write it down. I think I'm at like 5. I'm at 500 and I think 33 or somewhere around there prospects. And we'll have 800 by April just because Dane Brugler comes out with his beast in April. And then what all these other channels do is they look at the beast and then they copy and paste and then they talk about it and everyone thinks they're knowledgeable. No, bro, you're not. You're copy and paste champions. Bro, there are a million running backs. I can see Dallas, but I can see Dallas going wide receiver. If the kid from Arizona slides to Kyrio Davis, he's like 6'5". McMillan, to Kyrio McMillan. Davis is the cornerback that's coming back. He had a horrible year. Wide receiver, but I don't see him. He's not a Dallas type of wide receiver. Xavier Restrepo. Bro, he's a Spanish Wes Walker. Bro, remember that name, bro. He's more quick than fast, but I think he has 1 dropped pass in 2 years. Think of the lineage of wide receivers that the University of Miami has had, and Xavier Restrepo has broken all of them. Bro, that's crazy. You got Luther Burden out of Missouri. He slid. He had a bad year, but I'm sure he'll be like a late one. I mean, you can get some good wide receivers, but the wide receiver class is not that you're not going to see no 6-7 wide receivers first round. It's I'm not sold on Scatterba. He is a more athletic version of Carson Steele. He got drafted this past April from or he might have been an undrafted free agent from UCLA, and he's with the Chiefs. He's a more athletic version of him. I mean, not to be racial or nothing, but besides McCaffrey, bro, and who's breaking down, I honestly can't remember the last white running back in the NFL. And Mike Allstott was not a running back. He was a fullback, people. Let's be honest. Okay, we're going to maybe running back. You're going to look at John Riggins. That's like 1985. Nah, no thank you. You know, no thank you. And Scatterboom, Scatterbo, however you want to pronounce it, he's day 3 in my world. With this running back class, he's a day 3 guy. That's just my opinion. Because I think this draft is heavy defensive tackle, heavy edges. Linebacker is a decent, heavy safety. It's a good safety class. Corner, it's a weak corner class. Wide receiver class is not that great. It's not. Great sleeper name, day 3, Keandre Lambert-Smith out of Auburn. He transferred from Penn State because Drew Allar's deep ball sucks. And I'm sorry, it does. He made one good pass tonight. After that, his deep ball is horrible. And Keandre Lambert-Smith, 6'1", he went to Auburn. He had like 9, 10 touchdowns and 1,000 yards. Bro, there's another kid, Ricky White, UNLV. There's some decent wide receivers. It's a very strong edge, defensive tackle, tight end, running back, safety. I'm going to say those are my 5. I'm telling you, it's a weak class for offensive line. I'm telling you, it's a very weak class, man. It's a weak class for. I'm telling it's. And now, like, are we gonna come? I hate even talking about Dallas. I truly do, man. I do when I vent. Watch these idiots go out. I mean, I would love for Dan Quinn to just, look to. I don't know how the seedings are, if it depends, or they sewed up a wild card yet. But if we do win that game, honestly, we can go from like 13 to like 17, 18. And if Big Mike knows that he's going, being stepped out the door, he might attempt to try to win that game. But I think the players, everybody's checked out, to be honest with you. And I think maybe the Redskins want to avenge the loss. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? But as of right now, we pick 13. It is possible. I believe the earliest we can go up is like maybe to 11. I don't know. 11 sounds better than 13. Me personally, I know it's not a popular pick, but if Mason Graham is on the board, you scout the player. You scout the player. You don't scout the helmet. Mason Graham is my number 1 defensive tackle. Mikal Williams, it all depends how you view him. I look at him as he's an edge or DT, whatever you want with him. He's there. I would do backflips. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think Kyle Williams gets to 13 unless they find something medically or, he's the, gun under the seat guy. I don't know, man. But, I do all these drafts and then my friends say, what's the purpose? The Joneses are going to F it up. Listen, bro, when I started this, I said, this is a draft channel. I got to be different. I don't even like talking about Dak. I want to put a coin, bro. And every time I say Dak's name, put a quarter in it. And, just to punish myself, to not even talk about. I think I've done since May, I've like about 180 videos and maybe 20 have been about Dallas. If I had to get on here and talk about Dallas Cowboys, if I had to get on here and talk about Dak every day, I would slit my wrist. Harmon, defensive tackle from Oregon, he's good. He's a Michigan State transfer. He has nice size. Then they also got Baruch, the other defensive tackle from Oregon. We're going to see them tomorrow. Telling you, tomorrow's game, Ohio State and Oregon, all 32 NFL teams are going to have scouts there. Ohio State alone, you might see 15 kids get drafted off this team. Remember this name, too. Remember this name, bro. The linebacker, bro. What's his name? I've been blowing him up for years. He was a safety, and he ate himself into it's killing me. I can't think of his name. His brother plays. Sonny Styles. Remember this name. He was a safety on Ohio State fight for the last 2-3 years. He just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And he's a legit 6'4", 250 linebacker. Remember this name, Sonny Styles, Ohio State. Tomorrow, just watch him. And Ohio State's both, Oregon's both tackles. They're going to be getting, they're drafted. They're going to get drafted. I love Dylan Gabriel, quarterback. I would throw a 4th-round pick. Oh, that's right. We don't have one. I would throw a late pick at him, but he's going to get marked down because he's only 5'11". But who's the quarterback with the Saints? I always get when I try thinking of his name from the Chargers that won a Super Bowl. He was pretty short, you know what I'm saying? But Dylan Gabriel can throw the ball. James Jordan, the one running back they got. Then they got Tej Johnson, wide receiver. You're going to see a lot of talent. They got a good tight end, also Oregon. So, listen, man, we saw what we saw, but Tyler Warren, tight end 1. And it's in my main video, man. Just go up to, I start talking about Tyler Warren, tight end 1 through 5, and at 1 minute and 40 seconds, I start talking about Tyler Warren. Nicholas Singleton, Katron Allen, 2 monsters. Started talking about, I did them in May. Listen, I'm just tired. When people talk about Gentry, that's all I see. I just get sick of it, man. Listen, man, Jaden Blue, Texas, he's a sleeper. He got Jets, man. He has Jets, man. Listen, bro, game of the year, Oregon versus Ohio State, part 2. Listen, bro, thank you so much, everybody that jumped in the chat tonight. I'm going to get off here because the ball's about to drop. Everyone be safe tonight. If you're out there drinking, bro, make sure just don't be in a club tonight. Don't be in a bar tonight. Stay with your family. And if you got to drink, just take an Uber. It's not worth, God forbid, killing somebody or having to spend 40 grand on a lawyer with a DWI, bro. So thank you, everybody that jumped in the chat. And I'm going to be dropping more videos tomorrow. I'm going to be dropping, I have 1, 2, 3. I got 4 more prospects tomorrow from HCBU because I wanted to move on, but then every time I want to move on, I keep on finding more and more talent, and so I probably got another 30 HBCU before I start going back into some of the big conferences. I want to get to 800 players by April, so we got time, and then I got to break everyone down a second time to rank everybody. But thank you, everybody, once again that jumped in the chat, man. Everybody have a happy new year. And it's real quick, bro. Everybody run to the bathroom and take a shit. So you leave that shit in 2024 and don't bring anything into 2025. God bless everybody. Have a good night.